Whew. Let me tell you something. Whew. After what I just seen, you'd be doing the same thing. Wow. That, my friends, is how you do an E3 press conference. Wow. Hashtag full orchestra. I mean, my God. You want to talk about a company that knows how to put on a show, that knows how to filter out the bullshit, okay? Take notes, Ubisoft. Take notes, EA. That knows how to have a perfect length of a show, how to have no filler or fluff, all video games. No hardware, no this, no that. Video games. Hats off Sean Layden. Hats off Andrew House. Hats off Sony Santa Monica. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You made E3 worth it. You put the spark in E3 like you do every year. Should I say more? I think I liked this press conference. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Hats off to Microsoft. You blew it out of the park. I've been saying it all E3 since Microsoft's press conference. You guys were insane. You guys were awesome. There's no bias here. Um, I treat every single conference equally. I base you on what you do, and I gotta tell you, Sony. I know Microsoft gave you a run for your money because Microsoft, in my opinion, had a great E3 press conference, one of the best they've ever had. And I gotta tell you, man, Sony freaking did it. They stepped it up. They are masters at this, and they only get better. And I don't know how they pull it off every year, but Sony, it's very simple. All the other press conferences don't listen to what people want, and they go against them. And they put on these shows that 95% of the people don't care about. Sony does the opposite. Sony says, I know what you want, we're going to give it to you, and they do it. Hats off to them for knowing how to freaking do E3. Okay, let's get right into it. Freaking full on orchestra opens up the show, and they actually played throughout the entire show during all the games. It's just a full orchestra right up in the front. They were playing violins, trumpets. It was freaking insane. They had a director, a conductor. It was awesome. It was wild. It was one of the wildest things I've ever seen. The curtain came down. Um, okay, so what I loved about this show is that they showed you all the games that we've been asking for and wanting, but they did it in a way where you didn't even know what the game was in the beginning until like the end of the demo. I love that. Wow, they really know how to surprise the viewer. It happened with this game, and it's funny too because if you go on my Twitter, I knew about a couple seconds in what it was. I was like, wait a minute, that's Kratos' voice. And everybody's on Twitter's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Sure enough, it was. It was an old, aged Kratos actually teaching his son how to do things, like mentoring him. Now, this could be a whole huge plot twist. It could be maybe that's Kratos and you're Kratos' father. I don't know. But God of War 4, wow, what a difference. You would not know that this was God of War in the beginning because I didn't until we saw Kratos, an older aged Kratos with the war paint. Um, like I said, showing his son how to shoot a bow, a companion tagging him along in this beautiful open world or epic world. Um, really looks insane. And it just that was it. Just showing that off, what we've been wanting for years, God of War. Just that in the beginning, they already won. And I gotta tell you, this is getting God of War's up there with my game of show. To follow up, just want to put in the plug. At the end of E3, or at the end of all the press conferences, I'm going to be having a special recap video of all the press conferences, who I think won E3. That's going to be difficult. And game of show, what was the most surprise? What was a new game announced that I'm excited for? And it'll be like a reactions recap video, an awards video, if you will. So you definitely want to check that out. I'm going to wait till after Nintendo's Treehouse, and I'll be doing a recap for that as well, checking out Zelda. So you definitely want to come back at the end of all the shows, and I'm going to be giving my best of the best. But there's going to be a lot from Sony, I can tell you that right now. But yeah, God of War, wow. The game is killer, so good, stunning, I put. Sean Layden takes the stage. did a phenomenal speech, talked about Orlando, took time to talk about the horrific events that have been going on. Class act. Sean Layden is an awesome guy. He's like the Phil Spencer of Microsoft. He's a really, really good guy to have. I like him a lot. I was a big fan of Jack Tretton, but I think Sean Layden really, really is perfect for Sony. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a God of War reboot basically. Um, Orchestra kept playing. Great, great speech I put. And Sean Layden pretty much laid out the groundwork of what you're about to see today. Gameplay trail for Days Gone by Sony Ben. This game looks absolutely insane. People were comparing it to like, is this the sequel to The Last of Us? And it's funny too because um, the first mention of Days Gone, I had a completely different idea of what the game was about. Almost looked like I don't know, like a Mad Max kind of like a biker game kind of game. But then at the end of the press conference, they actually end the press conference with a lengthy demo of Days Gone, and it's pretty much like a zombies game, but it's nothing like you would think. It was almost like along the lines of I guess like Dead Rising 4, but like hordes and hordes of zombies. I'll get to it at the end of the conference when they show it. They showed The Last Guardian. Yes. And I knew as soon as they started showing the game, I freaking knew we were going to get a freaking release date. Thank you, Sony. You just had the best conference just by giving us the damn release date. October 25th this year. Yes. Hopefully there's no delays. I can't wait to get my freaking hands on this game. Showing Horizon Zero Dawn gameplay. Love that game. Again, the more and more I see of this game, the more I want it. It sucks it's been delayed till February of next year, but ugh, especially after last night seeing so much of it, I'm like, oh, just give it to us already. But they're putting the polish on it. It's gonna be a quality game, guys. It's gonna be worth the wait. Showing gameplay off from Detroit Become Human by Quantic Dream. And I put here on parentheses, Sony is firing on all cylinders. Because if you notice, boom, 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 out of the gate, not only are they having awesome, awesome games one after another, all first party, all Sony exclusives. So they're putting out the big guns. That is what a developer, that is what a company should do when they're showing off a press conference. They're firing on all cylinders, you know. Exclusives, you can only get this from us. This is what we got. Yeah, we got the third party too, but this is what we got. This is why you come to PlayStation. Hats off. Excellent. PlayStation VR up next. Talked a lot about VR. I absolutely was waiting for it. I did pre-order mine for October. We finally got a release date. Um, October 13th. And what I really, really like about this is that a lot of the games that they showed from this segment on are all PlayStation VR experiences. Some of them I was really, really surprised at. And actually, one came back that I'm actually happy about. I'm going to tell you what I mean because it was a game that I knew about and that everybody seemed to forget about. And actually, this whole entire E3, I was saying, hey, wait a minute. What happened? Dead in the water? Nobody's mentioning it. They finally mentioned it, brought it back, and everybody's like, wow, really? I'm like, no, this was mentioned before, and I've been talking about it. I'll get to you what it is. But they showed a game. It looked really, really creepy. Again, didn't know what it was because I didn't see any of the early alpha builds or anything, so I had no idea what this was. It wound up being Resident Evil 7 in VR, first person. Wow, it looks freaking amazing. Like PT versus Resident Evil. They meshed. Big, big news. They dropped the bomb like E3 always does. There is a Resident Evil 7 demo out right now on PSN. I'm going to be playing it on Mary NJ08 right here. You definitely want to check it out. I'm thinking about even playing it with no commentary so you guys can really get into the mood. And I don't want to take away from it. Sometimes I do that with certain games. I will be covering Resident Evil 7, and I will be covering a lot of the new alphas and betas, such as Halo Wars 2. I'm going to be doing the Trials of the Blood Dragon. You're going to see all new E3 announced gameplay here on the channel. You definitely want to stay tuned. But yeah, Resident Evil 7 in VR looks sick. And of course, even though I'm going to be playing the demo, of course it won't be in VR. But, so just imagine the full experience. Yeah, January 24th, 2017, so this is supposed to be an early beta demo. Talked more about PlayStation VR. Like I said, we knew that it was coming out in October. We didn't know when. For some reason, I had the feeling that it was going to come out on Halloween, but it is going to come out on the 13th. It is $3.99. Mine was $4.99 because I bought the bundle with all the extra accessories, the camera and all that stuff that I didn't have. the wands, the motion controls. Um, PlayStation VR games being shown, and there was like a little montage. One was called Farpoint. And here's what I was talking about before: the Star Wars Battlefront VR X-Wing missions. Yeah. Remember last year when they said, oh, Star Wars Battlefront is going to be getting VR support? And I didn't know at the Ubisoft press conference if um if they were going to do an add-on for Battlefront existing, or if they were going to make a whole new Battlefront just in VR. So I'm guessing this is like an expansion, and it's the VR mission. So pretty cool. So yeah, I was waiting to hear about that because who wouldn't want Star Wars in VR? I think Battlefront is like the perfect game for that. Here's one that really surprised me and everybody else. We did not expect this in VR. Batman Arkham in VR coming in October. What the heck is that all about? I knew instantly because I heard Joker's voice. Pretty cool. So, again, very glad I put what we needed. It's great to get the people to want to buy PlayStation VR. I was talking to people on Twitter that had no interest in VR and haven't pre-ordered it yet, like what I did, and they were saying to themselves, that's it, I got to get one. And you know what? That's the whole point. I knew they were going to focus heavily on it in their press conference because they're trying to push this thing, and that's the way to do it. People want software titles. They don't want to buy a piece of hardware that just sits there and there's no support for it. So I think that this was great by Sony for pushing this. Hats off to them. They know how to market. Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was being shown. Quite a bit of gameplay footage. I put, wow, this is very different. Another game I wouldn't know what it is until you told me. The year of the grappling hook I put. And I put here, I actually think this game looks really fresh despite the criticism it's been getting. And then I put here, talk about the bitch and moan comment. Never happy. And then they showed off the Modern Warfare remastered with the 10 multiplayer maps, which looks sick. Yeah. Here's my whole thing with that whole thing, like how the trailer got thumbs down and everything with Call of Duty. Listen. So people bitched and complained for years. Call of Duty's the same thing. Call of Duty's the same thing. Call of Duty's the same thing. So they change it up. I mean, this Call of Duty looks like they really changed it up. And then this is the comments. Oh my god, it's so different. Bitch and moan. Oh my god, it's so different. Bitch, it's like the people. What was it? It was like the people that said, "Oh, why does Call of Duty have a single player campaign? It should just have multiplayer." Why doesn't Titanfall have a single player? Why does it just have multiplayer? People are freaking nuts. Unsatisfied, ungrateful people. It's just what people are by human nature, I guess. I'm not one of them. But yeah, I put never happy. But anyway, the game looks really interesting. It looks really fast paced. I can't wait to check it out. That game would look insane in VR. And then I put, oh my, and I knew this instantly as soon as I saw the background of the music. Sean Layden came out. Oh my god, Crash Bandicoot is back. Not a new one, but remaster. And what I like about this is that they're remastering all of them. Well, they're remastering 1, 2, and Warped. So pretty cool. I put here new when I heard the music. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. Lego, The Force Awakens, Star Wars was shown. Oh, and also Crash is going to be a playable character in Skylanders Imaginators this October. So that's pretty cool for those of you that like Skylanders, right? Cool. Last sheet here. Andrew House takes the stage, and he says his famous line, Sony is the best place to play. They're definitely onto something. And then the gods came down. The ray of light came. Hideo Kojima. The gods of Kojima. Kojima came, grand entrance. People going nuts. Kojima! That's awesome, actually. I was one of them. I fell right off my seat when I seen him. Beautiful man. Showed off his new game for PlayStation. This was one of the weirdest moments of E3, and I gotta tell you, it was weird because the game is freaking weird. I still don't know anything about it, and I don't think you're supposed to. It's just a taste of the game, and everybody was left like, what is this? But we don't care because we want it. Because Norman Reedus is in it, yeah. And let me just say that people got a lot of weird screenshots that are floating around Twitter right now from that game. I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks good. Really, really, really strange. It's called Death Stranding, featuring Norman Reedus. Um, I'm sure that game is going to be nothing but amazing. Kojima's putting his spin, his touch on it. So I cannot wait to see what that game's all about. I really don't even still know. But I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. Insomniac Spider-Man game being announced. Wow, that came out of nowhere. I was completely surprised by that. And then, of course, like I said, they went back to Days Gone. They had mentioned it, but they didn't show it. And I put here stunning. Zombie game looks sweet. Can't wait to play it. Massive hordes of enemies. Yeah, like when we first saw Dead Rising, but this looks like it blows it away. I mean, whoa. Um, and then at the very end, it was a pretty lengthy demo of Days Gone. You definitely want to go on the YouTube and check that out. It looks really good. It looks scary. And then they showed you like a quick montage of all the games that they shown recently in one spin reel. And then I put no BS, straight games, Sony for the win. Um, what more can I say? I don't want to say anything else because idea making is a separate video. But you can already kind of go. You can already see where my head's going when I make this video. I'm gonna be talking about every press conference. I'm gonna be talking about all the games and what I think was good, what I think was bad. But you're definitely gonna hear the word Sony a lot in my recap highlights video, my awards video, because I think Sony really hit it out of the park. I'm not gonna lie. I actually was wanting Microsoft to win because after that press conference of theirs earlier in the day, I said, they really, really did a great job, Microsoft. Microsoft is learning. Phil Spencer's an amazing person. But, I don't know. Sony just freaking... Sony knows. Sony hit it out of the park, and Sony did it without talking about any hardware or any new iterations or anything. I mean, they talked about VR, but that's already, announced, and, people already pre-ordered. They know it's coming out. So I thought that was pretty good. They just stuck with video games. And of course, you want to market your VR, so they did the right thing by talking about what's coming to VR. Like, I'm buying this thing. What's it going to support? And I think it's going to have from E3, I think it's going to even boost sales on it. I think more people are pre-ordering it. Because I talk to people on Twitter, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to get one now. I want to play Resident Evil. I want to play Battlefront. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Sony, you hit it out of the park. You did great. You did what you had to do. You listened to the fans. You gave everybody what they wanted. Enough said. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do, and you did it. So, awesome, Sony. Join me for like I said, my awards show. Join me for my Nintendo is not doing a direct this year or a stage show. They're doing a Treehouse live stream, strictly pretty much Zelda, which is what we want to see. And it will be playable on E3 on the stage floor in a booth. I can't wait to see it. They are not talking about the NX at all, they claim. I don't know if we're going to hear about Pokemon Sun and Moon. We'll have to see. But it's pretty much going to be strictly a Zelda. So I'm going to watch the live stream and on Twitch. And then I will be giving you my reactions to Zelda. Alright? And then later on in the day, I'll be talking about the best and worst of E3. And I will be playing Resident Evil 7 demo on my channel. So you definitely want to join me. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you for the rest of my E3 2016 coverage.